We're not happy about
I
this.
am not a big Rivera fan anyway.
Yeah.
But this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's not like Carson Wentz played great in the first, whatever it was, 6, 7 games of the year. He stunk.
Yeah.
And he's been bad forever. Did he not see the highlights of the Jacksonville game last year in Week 17? Yeah. I mean, gee whiz. And you're going to blame this on Heinicke? They lost to San Francisco, beats everybody in that building.
Yeah.
Against the Giants, he got a couple of bad calls at the end of the game. They could have tied the game up. This is not – and Heinicke against the Giants the week before that drove him down the field to kick a field goal to tie the game up. That game ended up tied in overtime. This is a horrendous – and again, I'm not a huge fan of him anyway, but this is a move. If you're Aaron Rodgers, if you're a Packer fan, you have to be delighted that he's going back. That's all you look at it from a Packer fan standpoint. If you're a Green Bay fan, who do you want to have be the quarterback against Cleveland this week? Heinicke or Wentz?
Either of the above.
Wentz. Neither of the. You have to pick somebody. Wentz. Oh, you won't win. You know what? Play Wentz. I don't want. Heinicke's got a little spunk. He's got a little spirit to him. Play Wentz. It's a horrible move.
Well, Dog, here's the thing. I mean, look at it from the perspective of the players in the Commanders' locker room. Who do they want to be their quarterback? All you have to do is watch the body language of those players on the field. They respond overwhelmingly to Taylor Heinicke, more so than Carson Wentz. So if you're Ron Rivera and you've got your pulse on that team, why would you go back to a guy that the rest of the locker room has seemingly turned their back on? I don't understand it. I mean, under Heinicke, they started out, what were they, 5-1-1 through their first 7 games? Mm-hmm. That's when they went on this streak that gave them the opportunity to put themselves in the playoff picture. I can't blame them for stumbling, the last couple of weeks. Listen, they lost to the New York Giants, but everybody loses after going on the road and playing the San Francisco 49ers. It's ridiculous what that Niners team has been able to do in terms of beating people up. But in looking at what Taylor Heinicke did, even in that game against the Niners, he gave them an opportunity. He gave them a chance.
Yeah. Like he moved the ball.
He moved the ball.
I mean,
think about it.
We're
talking about two things. If they didn't get stopped at the goal-to-go situation in the first half, or they didn't get stopped on the quarterback sneak on 4th and 1 in the third quarter, it's a completely different game in terms of the overall complexion. So I'm not sitting here blaming Taylor Heinicke for the fact that they lost on the road to what might be the hottest team in the NFC in the San Francisco 49ers. Taylor Heinicke is the guy that's got to make this push for you if you're Ron Rivera. You got to dance with the girl that brought you. That is Taylor Heinicke overwhelmingly over Carson Wentz.
The reality is that they don't have any quarterbacks, right? I mean, that's the reality. Like, Ron Rivera does not have a good answer here, and he's trying to make a postseason. And so if you're the Green Bay Packers, I'm sure you're feeling pretty good about that. The reason that I think the Commanders can get this done and get this win, no matter who's under center, though, is that defense. And that's what was supposed to be the reliance for this Commanders team as we entered this season. That defense has been disappointing. Even last season, it was disappointing. They've started to get it together from that perspective. But that's a job, by the way. We mentioned jobs that might be open. I don't think they're going to can Rivera, but that's a job that could become open if we're comparing it to the Denver Broncos job. And would you rather have a guy that you've at least seen be good in the NFL for a decade in Russell Wilson than take over a franchise that has no answer at quarterback and you're going to be starting from square one?
Yeah, the ownership situation there is such in flux. Rivera's got a lot of respect. I'd be shocked if Washington win it. I think Arizona, if I was running that Arizona team, I'm going a different direction myself if I'm running a team. But they gave him a huge contract. Who knows? I think Peyton will coach next year. I don't know where, but I don't think it's. I just don't think. Who knows? I'm not. But I don't think it will be Washington.
No.
They seem to love Rivera. They seem to love Rivera there.
Rivera, yeah.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.